I am your friendly neighborhood J-Man. This is the almost internet famous internet show, and today we are talking Revoltech Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles right after the headlines.
And now, the aggregator of awesome, the curator of cool, my dad, your friendly neighborhood Jaman.
Hackers hacked the hell out of Sony's guts this... Oh, come on, really? Okay, I get it. But the story's too big for me not to comment on. And I assure you, my commentary will be brief and pithy, whatever the hell that means. One of the victims of the said Sony hack is James Franco and Seth Rogen's The Interview. After threats of violence to the movie theaters and the public at large, Sony decided to pull the plug on the movie. You know what I think? I think Sony's blaming the North Koreans for the hack, but according to all those leaked emails, Sony really should be thanking the North Koreans. Apparently, The Interview is terrible. Now, I haven't seen it, but by the looks of all those trailers, it looked pretty goddamn unfunny. Maybe the North Koreans helped Sony, Seth Rogen, and James Franco save just a little bit of face. USA Today last week revealed Jessica Drew, aka Spider-Woman, is getting a fancy new costume. Designed by artist Chris Anka, the new look, which is the first update to her costume in over 37 years, is said to be much more functional and cool. Lots of quotes here. The new duds will debut in Spider-Man Unlimited mobile game and then make its way over into the comics in March's Spider-Woman number 5. If you ask me, and I know you didn't, the new update is very reminiscent of another update we've seen pretty recently. Yep, that one. The FX show American Horror Story aired its final episode before taking its winter break. Now, I know I only recently boarded the AHS bandwagon. You try saying that. I recently caught up on seasons 1 and 2. Thanks, Netflix. But I still need someone to tell me what the holy shit is going on with this show. I mean, holy shit. Between Twisty, then Dandy, and this guy with the apparently large member, I don't know where this show is heading this season. And with the fall finale, one of the best episodes of the season tying into season 2 of American Horror Story, I am completely frustrated with this show. Dandy, though, he's off the fucking rails. In a recent interview with Digital Spy, director Ridley Scott answered definitively one of the longest outstanding questions in all of pop culture history. Whether or not Harrison Ford's character in 1982's Blade Runner, Richard Decker, was actually a human or a replicant. I'll let the man answer that one for himself.
Directing Blade Runner 2. Do you expect the film to address the ongoing debate about whether Deckard is or isn't a replicant? Is that going to come up?
He is definitely a replicant.
Personally, I think it's complete and utter bullshit. After 32 years, Ridley Scott's finally going to fess up? Please, I think not. I think as soon as the interviewer asked that question, Ridley Scott answered with the first thing that popped into his head. It probably went a little something like this.
Let me think, what am I going to have for lunch today? I had Chinese yesterday. What the hell is that smell? Did Bill just fart? Oh my god, the replicant question again? These people just can't let shit go. I don't know if he was human or replicant, man. I'm just going to make something up and get this whole fucking interview over with.
And speaking of Han Solo, Marvel Comics Star Wars #1 is said to be getting massively pre-ordered to the tune of over 1 million issues. Now, it totally doesn't hurt that at the moment, the comic has over 60 alternate covers and growing. This book isn't set to hit store shelves until 2015, January 14th, 2015 to be exact. It could have 100 covers by then. Welcome everyone back to the age of speculation.
battling the foot. My motto is keep your feet planted, except of course when you're in the air. Which brings us to the Turtle Bubble Bomber. Our Bubble Bomber drops smoke-filled bubble bombs. Boom! A really awesome jet with really awesome bombs. And that brings us to another great vehicle, the Sewer Sand Cruiser. Turrets rotate, makes gunfire sounds. That'll get the foot flying. So dudes, remember, a good turtle general never finds himself in the soup.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I hate soup jokes.
Back in high school, sometime during my junior year, that would date this particular story to 1987 for those trying to do the math. Some kid gave me a crudely drawn black and white comic book to look at. The book was about 4 teenage turtles with karate powers or some shit like that. Being 16 at the time and too cool for any room, I totally blew the kid off and his stupid comic. But apparently I wasn't so cool, because here I am recounting the story to you almost 30 years later, and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles continue to be a juggernaut of money-making power. The Turtles, or TMNT as we in the biz like to call them, are the brainchild of Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird. Created on the LARF and meant to lampoon some of the more popular comics of the early 80s, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles consist of... Wait a minute. Do I really need to do this? Doesn't everybody know who the Turtles are by now? Wait, what's that? Just do what I'm told? For real? Alright, whatever you say. The Turtles consist of Leonardo, Raphael, Donatello, and my personal favorite, the wisecracking Michelangelo. Now, I don't need to tell everybody that they're based on Renaissance artists, right? Oh, okay, cool. Good. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles debuted in comic form way back in 1984. Originally published by Mirage Studios, the initial print run of issue number 1 was limited to 3,200 copies. Good luck getting a hold of one now. From those humble beginnings, the Turtles have gone on to star in 4 live-action major motion pictures, 3 animated series, 2 Turtle Doves, and any numerous iterations in the comics. But back when the Turtle star really started to rise, circa 1986, I was already out the comic book reading toy collecting door. And when I would eventually return to my comic book toy collecting roots as an adult, my focus would be on what I grew up with: traditional superheroes. So, then why put the time, money, effort into getting these particular figures? Simple. Because they're stupid, wicked, awesome. That's why. Put out by the Japanese toy company Kaiyodo as part of their Revoltech line, these are the first direct import toys I've actually purchased, believe it or not. Initially, I just bought Leonardo. After I got him in the mail and opened him up though, I knew I really couldn't do a decent show with just one turtle. I was going to have to go and buy at least one more if I wanted to do show proper. So I followed up my Leonardo purchase with Michelangelo. Now, you can buy these figures from online retailers like BigBadToyStore.com. You'll pay a couple extra bucks, but believe you me, it's worth it. Because I bought these off eBay from a seller in Japan, and I waited a month for each figure. But enough of all that. What about the figures? Some caveats first. You got to keep something in mind with these Revoltech figures. They look like toys, and they certainly are based on kid properties, but these really aren't toys, at least in the strictest sense of the words. These figures aren't meant to be played with, they're made to be posed. So whatever you do, don't buy them for your kids. Stick to the Playmates figures for them. For yourself though, these guys are awesome. What's really nice about the Revoltech line is how they can be posed. You can arrange these guys in all sorts of fun, absurd ways. Each figure comes with a base and a bunch of accessories, including an alternative, more expressive face, which makes posing the figures that much more better. More better, I said. One other thing you need to keep in mind. This is an import, so all the text on the box is in Japanese. I have no idea what any of it says, which probably shouldn't be too surprising because I barely understand English most of the time. Just don't force break any of the figures and you should be okay. So, what should you do? Dude, if you're a fan of the Turtles, stop buying all those Playmates figures and put the money toward these guys. Simple as that. And don't kid yourself into thinking you're just going to buy one of the Revoltech figures and be done. Good luck with that. Might as well save yourself some time and buy all 4 at once. But don't take my word for it. You'll see. And ladies and germs, that is all the time we have for today's show. I'd like to thank myself for putting all this shit together. Do yourself a solid and click right here to check out the uncensored director's cut of this very show at yfnjman.com. After you've done that, don't forget to check me out on your favorite social media. I'm on the Twitter, I'm on the Facebook, and I'm even on the Google+. All you gotta do is search. You can also check me out every Monday on the Fanboy Factor podcast at fanboyfactor.com. And I'm going to have to talk to my manager about all this extra plugging I got to do at the end of these shows. But until next time, remember one thing. Grease is the word. I keep hitting this fucking box, man. It's because I'm all over the fucking place with my hands. Jesus. All right.